And back here at home, a special honor today for Jesse Jackson. A king from southern Ghana crowned Jackson an African chief during a ceremony at the Rainbow Push Coalition. A longtime civil rights leader and former special envoy to Africa, the Reverend was recognized for his commitment to the black community. Tonight's ceremony also served as a cultural celebration, complete with traditional African dance performances and lots of music as well.
The son of the soil of Africa. Never forget where you came from. And we look forward to seeing you back in Africa soon, your ancestral home. Thank you.
They are the kindest, most sincere people I've ever been around, ever. Forget everything you've ever heard. After you go to Africa, you got to go to Ghana first, then you need to go to Botswana, because you need to see what Botswana is the second richest diamond producer nation in the world. Them black people over there got something. And then you got to go to Johannesburg. That's what you got. You got to do that jump right there. Once you see that, you'll understand who we are. Them Africans ain't stole nothing from us. They talk about Burna Boy stole this. No, we stole from Burna Boy. Them Africans is us, man. They the beat, they the rhythm, they the soul, they the hard work. We get our courage from them. When you see them people, they look just like your family. They walk like us, they look like us. They got moves like us. It's just, you gotta see it. And we gotta, my goal is to help bridge this gap, because we got to touch base with them, because they love y'all, man. You don't even know. They think y'all to catch me out. They think y'all to lick. You know why? Because they know what you went through. They know where them slave ship picked you up at. They know they brought you to a land. They know what they did to you. And y'all still over here shining. If we take this shine back over there and give them the love and teach them that dust, we'd have a powerful union.
Progressive Mind Show. Okay. Welcome back to the welcome everyone to the Progressive Mind Show. My name is Senna, aka Aline Co, and we are very, very glad to be on the set again. For the past few weeks, or for a couple days now, we have not been airing live. It's because of our just ended 4th annual exchange ceremony. So if you're a follower, if you're an avid follower of the Progressive Minds, we have been focusing and planning the 4th annual exchange ceremony. For those of you who don't know, the Progressive Minds is a community building radio show, and we are also very big on bridging the gap. One of our vehicles in bridging the gap is the exchange ceremony, among other events that we create here in the city of Chicago and in the Midwest. Now, the exchange ceremony is a 3-day celebration of the African diaspora, as we restore royalty of our brothers and sisters here, and also create a pathway back to Ghana. And so I play the video of some of the awardees, or the royals that we have crowned in the past. This journey started in 2022. Actually, the crowning journey started in 2022, where we first did it for Reverend Jesse Jackson. And then 2023, last year, we also crowned other very significant people, including the Congressman Danny Davis. And of course, this year, we engage in more crowning of diaspora kings and queens, of which we have this great people that are going to be on the set today to have their take on what they saw, what the experience was during these 3-day celebrations. So once again, you're welcome to the Progressive Mind Show, your #1 community building platform. And we ask that you like the page on Facebook and YouTube. Actually, on Facebook, you can like it, share the feed now so we can be part of the community building process. And also on YouTube, you can like it, hit the subscription button, so when we come on live, you can follow our programming. With that much I'd like to go to our guests this evening, who are going to express their thoughts, their feelings on what they felt or what they experienced with the just ended exchange ceremony. And so I would like to start right from the top in the person of Benjamin Scott. Benjamin, you're welcome to the Progressive Mind Show.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Pleasure is mine, Benjamin. Thank you so much for being on the set. And then next to Brother Benjamin is I Said It. Brother, thank you so much for being part of the show.
No, absolutely. It's definitely a blessing, and I'm very grateful. Appreciate it. And shout out to everyone on this program today. Appreciate it.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. And brother, we also have Robin Lee. Robin Lee, how are you? Thank you so much for being on the show today.
I'm great and grateful. Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Also is KRISSY. KRISSY, how are you? And thank you for being on the show.
I am remarkable. How about yourself?
I am fantastic. Fantastic. And I must say that we also have Ambassador Queen Dominique. How are you, Ambassador?
Greetings. So happy to be here.
Thank you. And then we have Brother Guthrie. I don't know if you're still here with us.
Yeah, I'm still here. Somehow it said I lost my, let me see, my cam went away. Okay, there we go. We're back. Thank you, guys. Hey, I apologize for that. It's been a long day, long week, but thank you all for having me, and just blessings.
Awesome. And we must say that you are a fashion designer. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, actually, I'm not a fashion designer. I'm a photographer turned model, and through the years of my experience, it gave me the opportunity to collaborate with some really, really wonderful designers internationally as well as locally. And one of the designers I work with pretty much, Shirley Smith, her line is Quilts with a Vision. I started out being one of her models, and now I actually had the opportunity to showcase her line of men and women formal African wear at the show last week.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll also give the opportunity to all our guests this evening to tell us a little bit about what they do in the world of fashion or modeling. And so we'll go to KRISSY.
Now, what was the question?
A bit about what you do as a model, or I know you're a model, you're not a fashion designer. So in the space of modeling, is that a profession? Is that something that you do full time, or this is something that you just do every now and then when it comes to modeling?
Oh, okay. So I have been first. Hello again, everyone. My name is KRISSY, the Heartbeat, and I have been modeling off and on all my life. It's a hobby for me. It's not anything that I have more so. I've been playing around with it, but I know now the more that I do, it's time for me to take things to the next level.
Thank you, brother. I Said It. I think you were back on stage. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Again, definitely an honor to be here today. But my name is Michael. I go by I Said It Management. I'm the founder of that. I have a store that's named I Said It Clothing and Marketing Biz, the boutique that I'm building. This is partial in the background. So my experience, which was just last weekend, well, actually 2 weekends ago, that was actually my first time ever modeling and walking the runway. So it was such a pleasure. I was just humbled and just trying to learn from everyone around me.
Okay, thank you. And then Benjamin. How long have you been in the modeling space?
I have been modeling for 9 years now. Counting 9 years.
Okay.
It's great. It's awesome. I've been doing it full time, and it's awesome to walk on the runway and work with my fellow models who I'm speaking to right now. They're amazing. They're beautiful, and I love them so much. I can't wait to work with them again. So.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Robin, how long have you been in the modeling space?
I have been modeling since I was 5 years old. So
Okay.
that was roughly 25 years ago. Yeah, I've been modeling for a long time since I was a little girl. I'm so pleased, to be part of the exchange. I'm still blown away by the ceremony. I thank you again for allowing me to share your platform today.
We would get into to the weed of things, and while we're here, and thank you, brother Obioma. Can you hear? You're muted.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
My name is EMEKA, ANYADIEGWU, and I'm the director for Obioma Fashion.
Okay, thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think the reason why we're here this evening is to have a recap, talk about your experiences, and I know you guys put up a splendid performance when you came to the fashion. You make the show very rich. Your component to this story that we're telling of ourselves as a people is very, very important. It's a very crucial ingredient in this diaspora celebration, our healing, the unification of our people, and showing the colors and the flamboyance of who we are. And I really want to thank you personally as the founder of this organization, and to see the commitment that you all put in. Better days are ahead of us. The best is yet to come, and I really want to take the opportunity to thank you all for being part of this historic moment, because this is the only event that involves kings from Africa, and this is just a beginning. God willing, we're going to be seeing more of this, and so I really want to thank you, and we are proud to be embarking on this journey. But I want to also hear from you individually. Firstly, why did you choose to join the exchange ceremony fashion, and while you were in it, tell us about your experience and what the whole exchange experience, what impact did it have on you personally? I guess that's my question. Let me start with brother Guthrie. No, actually, it will be fair to start with Dominique, because she is the mastermind of the whole, she orchestrated the whole fashion thing. So Dominique, this is the third or second time you've been part of the show. I think 2019 when we started, you were with us. You've been part of the story since 2019. Tell us why you've always felt the need to be part of this journey, and how it impacted you, especially with the last one.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. The Bible says that the steps of a righteous man are ordered of the Lord. So I believe the scripture, and I believe that I was with this community because it was. I'm trying not to let that.
Stay right there. Stay right there. You're good.
Okay.
If you stay there, then you can block the sun. So stay right there. There you go.
I believe that it was God's will, and when we're moving in His will, He's working with us and the people that we're working with. So as I was, following the roadmap that you had given us according to your vision, God was also growing me as a leader with my agency. When I first came to you, I didn't have an agency. It was just Dominique, right? And I was serving. I haven't been in modeling all my life. I've only been in it for just a few years. But how I chanced upon it was from serving. I was serving the clerk of the circuit court for Cook County, Madam Dorothy Brown, which she served the city of Chicago as the clerk for 20 years. And Queens came in and they saw me, and it was a lady by the name of Madam Crystal OKK, and she said, "I want you," and that was from me serving her and her magistrate. So I went on from that, and now with you challenging me to fulfill the role of working in the respect that you have, now I have an agency called Glow Up Brand International, and I have a magazine called Model Glow Up magazine that I co-own with the owner of World Class Magazines and the Royal House of World Class, Sir Mr. Derek Turkazewski, who was Mr. United Nations himself. So I tell you what, just following the 1 step, 2 step, 3 step that the Lord has granted, I have come upon what is amazing. That's you and me and everyone on this platform.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And we will come back to the impact this event has had on you personally. Let's go to Benjamin. Benjamin, how did you, and then from Benjamin, we'll come to brother I said it. Because of time, I would encourage you all to be as brief as you can so we can have everybody get their input. Benjamin, how did you get involved with this project, and what attracted you to stay, with this project?
Well, it was referred to me by Dominique, who you just spoke to, and it was back in 2022, and it was for Reverend Jesse Jackson at that time. And she asked me if I could be one of her moncos. I said, sure, I love that. And I got a chance to be part of that show. It was amazing, beautiful. I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. And Dominique, I want to say thank you so much for having me in that show. It was a blast. I mean, I love it. I still got that experience from 2022. I can't stop thinking about it. I love it.
Right. No, thank you for sharing. We'll go. Krissy, you were part of. Yeah, Krissy was part of 2022, or was it 2023?
2019.
Oh yes, 2019, and that's how we started working. And I think we missed 2 years. But what made you join this year?
Of course, Dominique reached out, and for me, it was a no-brainer. Why would I not want to be a part of a ceremony where Africa meets America? You know, it's history in itself. It is closing the gap, and knowing just where I'm at physically, spiritually, and the goals that I'm looking to achieve. It only fits my narrative in regards to being able to say I've been around African kings and queens. I'm on my way to Africa myself, and starting a new journey and exposing myself to new things that the television and different things of that nature has told me the opposite of. So that's ultimately where I'm at.
Fantastic, brother. I said it. What made you join this year's exchange ceremony?
Well, with that being said, when answering that question, I'm going to just start with my hat. Black history is world history. And for that reason alone, just knowing, where we come from in America, what we've been through, and to be a part of, royalty, me directly. And thanks to Dominique, just telling me about the opportunity, and just being able to have an opportunity as well to be able to network with more people in the motherland. And, to be able to be on the big stage where I can be on the runway for the first time and learn to do something that I always wanted to do with model as well. So that's what brought me out, because it's all about, and shout out to everyone, watching from Africa and abroad.
Thank you, brother Guthrie.
Yes, sir.
What made you join this year's? What motivated you to join this year's celebrations?
Well, like most others said before me, Sister Dominique gave me an opportunity to become part of her brand, model glow up brand, and me being one of the official models that's working with her and her brand and her team, opened up the doors. Whereas she was giving us, saying that the exposure she had, we could be a part of that. And then it grew into not only me being a part of it, but knowing some of the roots and connections that I have in fashion. And I was able to reach out to, like I said, to a local international designer, Shirley Smith. We call her Mama Shirley Smith. She's from Chicago, but she actually was just doing some work over in Ghana. And to be able to have an opportunity to showcase some of her garments from her line, Course with a Vision, in front of the king and present it to the king and queens and their entourage. It was just a great honor for me to be able to go from photographer, model, and now being able to produce a segment. And this would be my second show. I just did help produce a fashion show for I Said Management when we was down in Springfield. And then just now recently being able to showcase this segment here with the fashion segment for Course with a Vision for Mama Shirley Smith. So I'm here to stay. This is my home now. So any way that I could be of service to them and to our, like she said, Derek Tokazuski and so many of others that's on the panel. Hey, that's what I'm here for. I've been volunteering for about 20 years, and this is where I landed. So I'm just real comfortable, and I'm real happy to be a part of this project. Thank you.
Fantastic, brother. Fantastic. And again, in a little bit, we want to hear from you the impact of this event. How don't each individual But I want to hear from EMEKA, what made you join this event? Now, I know you from Nigeria, and we all have kings back home. I don't know if you've already had a chance to showcase your fashion or perform in front of some of the kings in Nigeria, but would you say this is the first time in essence?
Yes, I never did a show where I performed in front of kings, but that was actually a great experience. And pretty much I did the show because of African culture, my and African culture, promoting the positive way. So I wanted to be a part of it because it seemed like there's people here who would appreciate the clothes and respect it. And I wanted to show the clothes to a new set of people and meet people, meet models, photographers, videographers, dancers, people in industries in Chicago. So I'm here now. I've been here for a long time. So it's a great city, and I love these kind of events.
Thank you for your input. And again, it was a beautiful show. We were working on getting some of the videos, some of the pictures, put in a video so we can play. But we couldn't get that production up and ready before we got on air. But what I must say is I played some of the past shows, right? Some of the past event, past coronation, which is what you saw earlier before the beginning, before we started the conversation. And so you saw Reverend Jesse Jackson being crowned. You saw former Secretary of State Jesse White being honored by the king. And there was also a short video of Yeris Dorothy Brown.
You have it? I think I have to put it on first. Listen, but how do you... No, the other way. No, the other way. Yeah, the other way.
So that was just a glimpse of what happened with Dorothy Brown. The king honored her even after we crowned Jesse. It's just to show, right? And I'm going to play a little bit of this one here too.
Jackson! Hail to the king.
One more time.
Tommy Jackson!
Of the Anglo
Kingdom.
There you go. Again, it's to show that the king, our project of bridging the gap physically and spiritually has taken a foothold in the Midwest. And you all should be very proud of this historic movement because it can only get bigger from here. What I showed you is some of the work that was done in the past for two years now, and we are headed somewhere. Now, you've all mentioned how, and I've heard this a lot within this short time during his stay here. After the event, there were other places, other community events that the king was invited to that I had taken, and he expressed the same sentiment when it comes to atonement of some of the ills of slavery, the involvement of some of our forefathers, the mistakes that were made, and the need for the royals of Africa, kings and queens, to come here to bring back or to embrace the descendants of Africans, to embrace their children into the royal fold of the African ancestry, back into the culture, back into the land, right? And so he has offered land in his kingdom for those who are going to Ghana with us this year. And so this is a serious journey for us. And we believe that, and to hear people say, oh, I've never sat in front of a king, I've never, seen a king before. This is what has been missing over the centuries. The heritage of our brothers and sisters in the African diaspora have been taken and blocked away from them. And who will be the right person to bring that royalty and culture back, if not for Africans? And so that is what we're doing. We understand the work and the sacrifice that has been put in by African Americans. And so as an organization, we believe that one of the significant things that we must do as African is to give back. The African American has given a lot to all of us, given a lot to Africans here in the diaspora, not just Africans, but all immigrants. But in this contest, let's stick with Africa. The African American, as we know, have toiled and shed blood and done everything, lost lives to have a better future, a better world for Black people. And we are Blacks. Africans that come here, West Africans, or East Africans, doesn't matter. And if you come from South America or Afro Latino community, it doesn't matter. If you're black and brown person, you come here, you identify yourself as a Black person. Even if you don't want to identify, the system identifies you as Black. And so we have taken advantage and have thrived as a people of Black and brown skin in this country because of the toil and sacrifice of African Americans. We also understand the work that Reverend Jesse Jackson, Dr. Martin Luther King, and even Marcus Garvey had played in the liberation of Africans' freedom on the continent. There's a lot of people who don't know, but Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and Dr. King had a strong relationship. And so Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, who got the independence for Ghana, actually was inspired by Dr. King while he was in school in America. And so a lot of work has been done by African Americans across the globe, which we as Africans have benefited off of. And so when we're here in the diaspora, I think that, and this time I'm talking to Africans now, talking to Africans here and on the continent, and I'm talking to South Americans, Caribbeans alike. But I think we have to be intentional about reaching out to our African American community. I think that if there has to be any tie, if there has to be any partnership, the most significant partnership for Black and brown people who are migrating into the United States would have to be African Americans, because everything that we enjoy here has to do with their work and their toil. And so if they've given us so much, the question is, what are we giving back? Because even now in Chicago, almost all the festivals that are coming up are going to be are always patronized by African Americans. Like you see like 80% or 90% of the crowds that make up the African festivals, most of the African or Afro festivals in the city, it's patronized by Black people, not only in the Chicago, but I guess everywhere else in this country. Because Black people are the majority in this country, period. The ones that are coming, we are very minority. And so for us to succeed in everything, we need African Americans. It is not just that we need them. We have an obligation as a people to reach out to our brothers and sisters who came here through no fault of theirs. And so it's just no brainer. And so this is an encouragement to other groups to do more, to find ways of embracing African Americans more and reaching out more to learn about their history and what makes up the African American culture. Because without trying to learn, we'll always have these misconceptions about each other. And so there's a need for us as immigrants coming here to be intentional, which is what we are taking the lead, or we are making sure we will do when it comes to the Progressive Mind Show, producers of the exchange ceremony. It is our vehicle to be intentional about reaching out so that our bridging the gap can be holistic. It cannot be a one-way street. We have to reach out as African Americans also reach out so that our unity can be wholesome. And so I just wanted to get this message out there, which is very, very important to me. Having said this, right, I want to know from you all your personal experiences when it came to when it comes to the exchange ceremony. How did it impact you as a person before being a professional? Let me start with I said it.
Well, absolutely, definitely. It definitely impacted me huge. It was it's almost like speechless. It was more of a feeling than it is something I can put into words, to be able to just be within the room where the energy, just knowing the history behind what everybody represents, the crowning, everyone just showing love to each other. So that's what it did for me. It was just inspiring and just encouraged me and motivated me to be a little bit more hands-on with, building and like you say, building the gap, bridging the gap between, us over here and the country of, Africa, and do anything I can on my platform. For I have actually worked with a lot of Africans in the past, and shout out, I must have to say, the Ghana Man and Captain Jumbo. who helps the kids at International Foundation for Children, along with Betty Shortner, and then Most B, who's a huge artist over in Africa. So
Let
I've
me ask.
networked with many entities.
No, thank you for sharing that sentiment, brother Guthrie. How was the experience for you and in all your life in this country? Would you say that you've had certain experiences close to you being a king, you being with a king or performing in front of a king? How has this impacted you entirely as a person and as a professional?
Well, me personally, I always look for the opportunity where I can, like you said, bridge the gap and learn more about Africa, our African American communities. And the best way for me to do that, like your brother said, is just hands-on. So I've been volunteering for some years, and I've had the opportunity to be in front of kings and royals in the past. And this opportunity here really just opened up the door to show me what that process. Initially, the process was, it's like me learning how to pay it forward. And me today was, I can identify how me participating in this past show was maybe for me to open up some doors for some other people that doesn't have those kind of experiences. And, you know, it's just a great honor. I'm just really honored to just be here to learn more so that I can share more information with my community, my family, and me professionally just opening up more doors. Like I do have the opportunity to travel, so I'm looking forward to more trips and looking forward to joining you guys on any excursions that has begun done from here. So I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. We're going to Ghana this year. KRISSY, you said you're going to Africa. All right, let's do it. KRISSY, I don't know if you coming on our trip or you go into another country, but you should be going to Ghana first, KRISSY.
Okay, so I don't have the actual trip planned out this year just yet. However, I do want to go, so I'm open to learning more about the details to get to Ghana, whether it be this year or next year. Ultimately, how the exchange ceremony impacted me is just knowing that I'm one step closer to getting to the motherland and having my own experience. And just being able to witness, see our culture and just be exposed to new things that I wasn't exposed to being here in America. I want to learn more about just me and the feeling that I'm ultimately experiencing is the fresh air, the fresh fruit, the anything and everything that's just representation of the land. So that's ultimately where I'm at, knowing that I'm one step closer, and it's becoming more of a reality, and it's no longer a dream.
Dreams are meant to be lived.
Robin, how significant is an African royal in the city of Chicago to the youth? I know you were in the car with your children or your grandchildren. How significant is this to you and to folks like that?
Well, for my kids, they have no idea of the huge impact of the exchange. I think it kind of went over my son's head. My daughter has she's a little more aware than my son is. He's a little younger. However, for me, I am preparing to go to Ghana. I have friends that have gone, and I was just blown away by the ceremony. And I think that our youth, more than anybody else, needs to be made aware of just how great and dynamic we are. The images that we see and everything that we are told about Africa is the exact opposite of what I'm hearing from people that have gone over there and actually experienced the motherland. We have actually been robbed of our culture. And we're lost because of it. I can't wait to go to Ghana. I'm just so honored to have been part of the show and to have been there to witness it. And I'm looking forward to being a part of the shows moving forward. And for me, this show was my actual comeback to modeling. I had a near fatal car accident in 2018, And as a result, I have a spinal cord injury, and for a while, I could hardly walk, let alone walk a runway. So
Wow.
it's just a huge honor. You
Yeah.
guys have no idea what you have done for my confidence, and I want to thank you. Thank you. Thank you,
We
Dominique.
love you, Robin.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you for everyone who was in the show, everybody who
Yes.
played a part in it. Thank you so very much. I have no, you just, Dominique, you have no idea. None. You stuck with me. You are stuck with me.
Me too.
And Michael already knows. I love all of you guys. Everyone was so nice and friendly. Everybody had beautiful spirits. I can see your souls. Everybody was a pleasure to work with. And I want to say I'm sorry. I didn't know that my dress was a little hiked up when I first came out, but my little spin, my little twirl got it right. Thank you,
Hey,
guys.
at least the show must go on. That's all I can say.
And nobody fell, right?
Amazing.
Nobody fell.
Creative.
That was important.
No, thank you so much for sharing. Now that we're talking about Ghana, okay, let me just say this. I mean, you all heard what Stevie Harvey was talking about Ghana, with the experience that he had. Africa does something to you. And I was telling somebody that, I know that Americans have been to Europe, Black Americans have been to a lot of European countries. And like you said, because they kept you up, separate from Africa, right? They showed you images to discourage you. But I kid you not, there is, even I grew up in Africa. I grew up in Ghana. And so, I'm Ghanaian through and through. But when I went back after being here for about 7-8 years, I knelt down, like my knees were on the ground. Like I kissed the ground. Like when I see people kiss the ground at airports, I didn't understand it. But there is the air that hits you. It's a different feeling, right? Again, imagine just me. I mean, I live there. But going back after several years of living here, you see a huge difference, right? You feel people. You feel humanity embracing you, right? And there is a little extra feeling of easiness, right? Now there's challenges and poverty everywhere, but this relaxation that comes to your spirit, and you know that you are with people that will love you regardless, right? Unconditional love kind of thing, right? And so I know that it would be an experience for you all, and that is one of the reasons why we're doing this trip right here. And it's October 25th through November 5th. We're actually having a webinar for those who want to know more. What should I get? How can I prepare? What should I expect? Type of thing. Is this July 4th? I know 4th of July, people have barbecue. But before you start your barbecuing at 11 a.m., if you can join us for a short webinar on this Ghana trip, we're going to the king. That's his picture right up there. We're going to, one of the things we'll be doing is going to a festival that is held in his kingdom. It's a huge festival, and we have arranged for you all to be formally recognized by the kings of the land of your return home. So this is not just one of those trips that you go and you have a nightlife in Ghana, Accra, and you go to see some of the dungeons. And no, you're going to experience all of the above. In addition to that, we want you to experience this royal festival that is rich with the culture, the Volta region. You are also going to be given Ghana names, right? For those who want to have names, there's going to be naming ceremony, rites of passage. There's going to be the land that the king donated. We're going to show it to you all. So this is a homecoming trip in addition to all the fun stuff. So again, would I encourage you, if you want to know more, just tune in or join us this coming Thursday at 11 a.m. And I'm about to share the the link on here. For those of you want to, you can take a screenshot or just copy the link. I'm actually probably going to copy it and put it in the chat for you all, so you can
Thank you.
take advantage of that. Yeah, for those of you who want to know more about it.
Appreciate it.
So this is a special, and the king can wait. We are making preparations for you back home as we speak. Preparations are going on in the anticipation of having you guys back on the continent. So It's going to be an experience that you will not forget. Remember that there are so many trips, but what makes this one unique is the involvement of kings of us. We are back on the show. This is the Progressive Minds. It's 6:50, and we are having a quick recap of the exchange ceremony that we just had with some of our models and designers who participated in the show. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And so for those of you who want to be part of our trip, please go ahead and reach out to us on our Facebook page. You can also go on our Instagram, hit us up, The Progressive Mind Show. We are on all the social media platforms, all the exchange ceremony. We are all on the social media platforms. You can reach out to us or email info.theprogressivemindshow.com. I'm about to put the link in the chat as we speak. Emeka, your experience. Tell us how. You've been an African. I'm sure this is not new to you, but as we work out our relationships, right? As Africans trying to reach out, doing more of the reach out to our brothers and sisters. What thought comes to your mind, and does this motivate you at all to want to do more of the reaching out that you're already doing, or what do you think that we can do better as Africans here in the diaspora when it comes to bridging the gap, Brother Emeka?
I think that we need to go to more events that are Afrocentric, not just Africans, but Caribbeans, African Americans. Like your event should have been filled. Like we're gonna fill Beyonce concerts. We fill Megan Thee Stallion. We fill Kanye. All these artists go fill their stadiums, but we can't fill these that we have that are African centered, that are for the continent, Black centered. Like we gotta change our mindset and just care more about our culture and heritage, and trying to base more and love, because like due to colonialism and slavery, we were taught that our heritage is bad. So many of us become like that and don't want anything to do with
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 7.
Yep.
Okay. That was interesting.
Yep.
That was weird.
People with African and Black, we got to be more positive about our heritage, love our culture, our history, our people, embrace our people, and be more events like this.
Yeah.
Act, tell your friends about it, tell family.
Yeah.
Like, and then besides events like this, like more too, like events at least on a monthly basis like this.
Okay. Yes, I hear the monthly basis part. So if you go on the Progressive Mind Show website, like I said, we've created a couple spaces like this to bolster our relationship, to foster a greater solidarity. The exchange ceremony obviously is the biggest one. We have a soccer tournament, and we do have the African Diaspora Summit. It's a monthly meeting that we started after our first exchange in 2019. We used to do it at the Chicago States. I don't know, Dominic, if you remember that, but due to COVID, we had to take a halt to it. We are going to start that monthly meeting. So to the point you make, Emeka, it's going to be a monthly meeting now. We'll be sharing the location every last Saturday of the month. We will come together as a people to have these conversations about our cultural, economic disconnects, and how we can begin to build this relationship. Because I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, that if the diaspora does not go back to Africa to start being part of the economic renaissance, our children will go back and be buying land and property from Chinese, Koreans, Indians, and Lebanese. We will go back to our continent, and it will be all those people who don't like us who are doing business. Now it's a global competition, so you can't stop anybody from going to Africa to do business, but we have to be part of that conversation. And so as we embark on the cultural piece, we also have to pay attention, because look at the skill set that is on this platform. African youth need it. African youth need your skill set, your experience that you all have in America. You built this country. African youth need your skill set. It's not even about the money. You don't have to have a whole bunch of money. The knowledge you have acquired just by the fact that you grew up and you were part of the system is so valuable back home. You'll be amazed how you'll be able to impact and grow up a whole community and make money off of it. And so I can't stress that enough. But let me also get from you. So Robin, if you haven't registered yet, I want you to join this webinar on Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I will.
KRISSY too. And then Guthrie, I want to, you had a conversation with the king that night, and he would like to see you.
I'm looking forward to it. I was waiting for some feedback. I didn't want to blow Dominique's phone up. I know she's always busy. Hey, Queen. Hey, but Dominique, no. Hey, I'm willing to work side by side with her to relieve some of that pressure. So a lot of times,
yes,
if she need me, I'm there. But yeah, I did speak to the king, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity to not only get to learn more, but to get so I can gain some experience and be able to pass it on to, like I said, my family and my community.
Right.
This is epic, and I'm just really excited about the opportunity. So I'm waiting for the day. I'm waiting. I'm ready to book now.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
I'll be there with my camera in hand.
Oh yes. You would have so many pictures. You blow your mind. I said it. What do you think we can do better as people of the diaspora to enhance this bridging the gap? Any thoughts?
What can we do better? Well, when it comes to your event, I think the event was spectacular already. You know what I mean? That was my first experience. I know some people here have already experienced that, but you know, in my eyes, I think it's not much more to do other than just continue to do the things that we're doing right now, which is to bring people that was involved together so we can utilize our platforms to help promote what happened, so that we can continue to spread this to our audiences and within our community of, you know, things that we do, or genres of things that we do. So, and that's what I'm doing. You know, I'm continue to spread the message and tell more people about, you know, what it is that, you know, you were doing on the 22nd of June.
Awesome. No, that's a great point. So so next year the plan is to do it around Juneteenth weekend. This event is strategically placed in the week of Juneteenth because we believe without events like Juneteenth, perhaps as an African, I wouldn't be here doing exchange. Perhaps no African will be here doing any type of festival. It's right. Events like that, you know, you know, institutions like Juneteenth, moments like that is why we are here connecting, right, and celebrating, you know, all of this. And so the exchange is very much tied to the concept or the event of Juneteenth, and that is why we put it on the weekend of Juneteenth. So it's always going to be within that week, so we can celebrate it in solidarity. So yes, I thank you for reminding me. Thank you for mentioning that, brother. I said it. This is very powerful. The call-in number is 815. Go ahead.
I apologize. And may I just add this real quick too?
Yes.
Because it was something that someone on here had mentioned as well. Like sometimes we go to different events and things like that, but you know what EMEKA was saying about how people go to these different concerts. So I think that when you know that your event is coming up, maybe you can contact or have somebody on your team contact all the events that's going around that's surrounding the date of your event, and you know, persuade them that they need to be highlighting at their event about this, because this has a lot of, you know, meaning and value. It holds things that, like you say, kings and queens don't just come to Chicago on an everyday basis. This is something that we need to see more and experience. So, you know, like attack the where the rap concerts is going at. Tell them, the promoters, that you need to promote this because you are, you know, we are all African. You know what I'm saying? This is Black history.
Yeah, Black history.
You know, that way.
Maybe we should have the event in February, Black History Month. No, it'll be too cold. We can't see the beautiful dresses now, so we're gonna keep it in June. The number to ring is 815-277-5047. 815-277-5047. Anybody wants to ring in and share your thoughts or just share your experience by being at the event, please feel free to do so now. It's almost 7:01, but we started late, so we probably might go a few minutes past 7 to keep the conversation going. Any thoughts or any comments that somebody wanted to make that I didn't give them the chance, please go ahead and do so now.
I would say,
go ahead.
I really am speechless when I'm going to say this. That night, when I made history at that show, you know, 50, count it, 50 since 2015. That's how my journey began. And here I am today, 36 years old, and this was given to me by my good friend Dominique.
Let's see it.
Award right here for
that's nice.
Commemorating my 50th runway show.
Yay! Woo!
Congratulations, Benjamin.
Thank you
Proud
so
of you,
much.
brother. Proud
Thank
of you.
Working man.
You know, this is all divine, right? It's not coincident that you celebrated your 50th anniversary of professional modeling. Okay, runway show at the 4th annual exchange ceremony, and it collided with a king being there, and you were in his presence. You know, God moves in mysterious ways, and his ways are perfect. And I believe that, you know, he is orchestrated all of this for us. And so everything falls in line perfectly. And it is just divine, it's just divine, the individuals that were part of this, you know, to even share the kind of heart. When I was, to be honest, I wasn't able to kind of capture everything during the day. But when I held the mic and I was talking and I up there and I was addressing, giving the closing remarks, the energy that the fashion designers were expressing was amazing. Like, you know, to see the love, you know, to see the impact that what we're doing is having on people is what we set out to do. And so we believe that, you know, with the enthusiasm that you are showing, I can already see next year. You know, it's gonna be wow. It's gonna be very, very, very impactful, especially when we've had 2 or 3 of you all going to Ghana with us and coming back. It's yeah. Yeah. It's good. I see it already. I see it already.
I'm ready.
I also want to add something to it as well.
Yes, go ahead.
It was my best way to open up to people, you know, about our ancestors. You know, because they really need to open their eyes and see what they're like from our other side of the world. 100%. And of course, I did walk not only for the King of Uganda, but I also walked for autism awareness. Yes, I do have autism, had it since I was a little boy, but it did not faze me. Showing everybody that it doesn't matter we have autism or any kind of disability, because we are human beings and we can still make our dreams come true. Just remember, you can make a difference because we can all be independent.
That's right.
Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you. Anybody wants to add to that?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Well, you know, just as you were speaking about how everything came together, honestly, when Benjamin said that this was his 50th walk, culminating at the cultural exchange, so I knew right then that God was speaking. So I would have been afraid not to honor this gentleman, this young man. So I knew that it was an assignment that had been given to me. And I just knew everything was in divine order. What I really love about this group that we had this year, that I pray that we continue on, is that spirit of love, that spirit of unity, that spirit of dedication, you know. And I want to say that I tell you, I was tested in many different ways, and I grew. How did it impact me? I grew mentally, emotionally. What else did I write here? Spiritually, culturally, and professionally. I grew in so many different ways. And I tell you, I had a practice where we had about a dozen models. It was about 10 or 12 of us, and not one designer showed up. You know, I went from that to working with designers that were, you couldn't have even prayed for such wonderful experiences that we had with designers. This is what I'm saying. And after all is said and done, of course, our models that were moving in love and in unity, and I pray that that's what I resonate, and I think that I draw what I resonate, and I'm so grateful to the Most High. And I want to say that why did I participate? Well, you know, Senna, you and I, we've been running for a while. We've been running for a minute. But why was I there this year? I was nominated by His Highness, Chief Dr. Quentin Thomas Taylor Day Alexander. And that's what landed me this position this year. I have to give him his honor. Thank you. Oh, by the way, he's the one that made my liquid gold dress, you all. That was Dr. Day Alexander.
Where is Dr. Alexandra? We need him on this show. We need him on this show.
You want me to call him?
Yes. Call him. Tell him we want to talk to him on the show.
Yes, sir.
Real. Okay. But this is the part one of the recap of the exchange. There are so many dignitaries and folks that want to share your experience. So perhaps next week, Tuesday, we'll have another session of the recap of the exchange. It was a 3-day event. You can imagine. Thursday, we had a business meeting, and then Friday we had. The Thursday meeting was fantastic. A lot of you all missed it. Obviously, you can't miss it next year. This is where we talk about business, doing business on both sides of the ocean, right?
Yeah.
We literally brought people from Ghana to talk about how to do business, not only in Ghana but in West Africa. Some of the nuances, the opportunities there, and then we had the food. There was live band, massive, right? And then the next day we had Dr. Umar Johnson, and we had a great panel discussion, fantastic. And then Saturday we culminated. So definitely looking forward to next year. But then I want to ask from you all, and I want to get your candid feedback. What went wrong for you, and what can be done better? Let me start with KRISSY. Now, before I do that, the number to ring again is 815-277-5047. 815-277-5047. Anybody want to share their opinion, please go ahead and do so. But KRISSY, what do you think can be done better? What went wrong for you, and what can be done better?
Well, for me, seeing that this is my second time participating, and what I didn't share is that I am business operations. I'm a business operation analyst, and with that, it involves understanding project management and the flow of operations in regards to the back end of creating an event. So with me, there were some things that I'm like, okay, this is something that needs to be, a little improved. I know I also joined a little at the last minute, but as myself knowing just how I operate, I just like to have some things that I should be privy to or to know about in order for me to be, extremely successful. I did see a few things that were changed at the last minute, but overall what I saw is people adjusting in the moment related to those changes and still keeping it professional. So
fantastic. Okay.
Overall, there were just some things, but just how everyone handled themselves and being able to move forward collaboratively was overall the most that I have to say.
Thanks.
Thank you very much for that feedback. I don't know, anybody else wants to share something regarding feedback, because what I also want to know is, how was the feeling in the room? What energy were you getting? Because it's different when you have this cool individual feeling about what's going on. But what were you also feeling? What was the atmosphere, the energy that you were getting from the room? Anybody wants to share that experience? Yeah, go ahead, Krissy.
I saw somebody else is saying, but for me, again, this is my second experience, and just to know to be around kings and queens, and more so being in that space, what does that say about me? If I'm in this space around other kings and queens, then I am too a queen. And as I don't know my name yet, but I'm excited to be able to be named, to be able to drop my American name and be able to tap back into my roots. So for me to know that I'm one step closer to doing those things is overall exciting for me.
Wow. Very powerful. Very powerful. Benjamin, go ahead.
What Krissy is saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to jump to what Krissy is saying as well. I too, pumped up, was ready to, go out there. I mean, digging into our roots and stuff. And this is our way to learn our cultural history. We got to learn that from our ancestors. And the room we were all in, we were all pumped up, we were all confident, and we had no negativity in sight. And I've been telling everybody that staying positive is the only way to win every day. And we were all positive that night. We then had nothing to stop us. We kept our A game. We went out there. It was a great experience. And that will open everybody up, to learn where they're coming from that experience.
Thank you very much. Did you all get a chance to eat some of the food?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope it wasn't too spicy. It wasn't too spicy for any of you, right?
No, it was an experience because I never had goat before, and that was good. I do my best not to eat a lot red meat, but I would try something new just to experience it. But overall, I love me jollof rice. So anyway, there's jollof rice. I am there.
Good.
I tried the spicy rice. It was so good.
Anybody else?
Well, I can't say my experience was all that great. I'm not real fond of eating a lot of gamey food and stuff like that. So I don't know. I gotta consider that going out of the country when I'm going to different places abroad, because a lot of the familiars that I'm used to eating aren't always going to be available. So I have to find some kind of substitute, because I don't know what I'm going to expect when I get over to Ghana. But I won't be eating no goat, none of that. I ain't doing none of that gamey stuff. So I had to figure it out, but it'll grow on me. I'm sure I'll figure it out.
So I'll tell you this. I'll say this. In America, right, organic food is very expensive, right? Right, compared to to get organic food, and so people spend a lot. You go to Whole Foods, your bill is way higher than when you go to other grocery stores. The reverse is true in Africa, in Ghana to be specific, because I live there and I know it. Organic food in Ghana. So look at the dichotomy, right? So we're here in some of the Black communities. We're struggling with organic food, and we're not eating proper. We're not eating right. So here comes not only the cultural exchange, but business. Can you imagine a lot of this fresh organic food that we throw away, literally? Because in Ghana, we don't have a lot of the processing machines to process the food. So we throw away a lot of our farm produce, like tomatoes, other cash crops. We just, some of these vegetables, we just throw them away. Because when the season comes, it's a lot of food, and we can, so you can imagine if we start exporting some of these here, at a very cheap rate, so that some of the urban communities that are struggling with fresh food can, the food desert places, right? We can easily have that exchange. And so when you talk about not eating goat, don't worry about it. There's going to be so many variety, my brother. Like you have no idea. You know,
sounds better.
Plus the King's Kingdom is right by the Atlantic Ocean. There are lagoons, there are lakes, there it's right there at the beach. So people eat right from the water to the plate. You know, fresh fish, fresh food all the time. So there's going to be so much. You know, you wouldn't have to worry about no red meat or nothing. I said it. I don't know if you had a comment.
Well, in reference to what you're saying about the food over in Africa, I can imagine that is a whole lot less pollution, because I know how they purposely pollute things, pollute the air, pollute the vegetables, pollute, you know, different things here in America, and which, you know, sends us to the doctor and things of that nature. But in reference to the food that was at the event, I really liked the plantains. It was really good. I liked the donuts. I hadn't had them before. But just in reference to, you know, again, how everything could be better, you know, I mean, I would have to just, you know, KRISSY was well spoken with everything that she just said about, you know, the review and recap. So, but I'm just proud of everybody and how they, you know, did adjust and just held themselves, and how everybody was just receptive of everybody, and not just our team, but I'm talking about like people that, you know, the kings and queens, the royal people. Even when we was in the room all sharing and had dinner together, everyone was receptive, welcoming, respectful to us. And so that was just love right there. Great experience. Great.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I know it's 50 minutes past 7. We need to wrap up the conversation. Robin, any further comments? So I'll go to Robin, and then EMEKA, I know you haven't spoken in a while, and then we will take your closing remarks, and then come back later. Go ahead.
I was wondering, does the exchange have other events throughout the year, other than the crowning ceremony?
Right, great question. So remember how I said, so the Progressive Mind show is the founder of all these events. We're a 501c online media platform. We have these conversations when it comes to bridging the gap. We promote good values, promote local businesses on the show. So this is what we do in building our communities. But we also, in addition to that, we also bridge the gap between continental Africans and the diaspora. In order to do that effectively and not only talk about it, we created the exchange ceremony, right, which is the 3-day celebration. Now, this was created in 2019, as I said, because it was the year of return, and the same year, America was celebrating 400 years of slavery. So we knew that was a year that God was bringing Black people together. We saw the vision. That was a vision God gave us, right? To create a space where we can come every year to remember our separation for 400 years and the need for us to work together and create a better future for our children, right? So that is when we created the exchange ceremony as one of our vehicles. Then we also have the African Diaspora Summit. That is a monthly gathering of the diaspora, right? And I mentioned we used to do it at Chicago State, but due to COVID, we couldn't continue. And we also had issue of capacity. We needed people to help with some of these events. So if any of you want to volunteer in helping bring that event back, it's very easy, right? Every month we pick a spot. We can do it at Chicago State, Kennedy King. There's so many spots in Chicago. We can change spots. We bring the diaspora together. We talk about business. We talk about cultural differences and how we can work together as a people, right? So it's an exchange in a smaller section, right? It's like a mini exchange, and we do it every month, every last Saturday of the month. So after this, we can talk about how we can work together in bringing that event back, right? So that's one of our event. We also have a soccer tournament, which is engaging all nations to play soccer to curb gun and crime violence in Chicago. And this year, we're partnering with some people, and we're going to be doing it in the first Saturday of October. I'm going to send you, once we firm up everything, I'm going to pass on the information. The goal is to bring nations together to engage in a soccer tournament to curb gun and crime violence in Chicago. We're also going to do an Afrobeat concert right? So we're bringing artists from Zambia and Malawi, Afrobeat artists. They're coming here, and we're going to be matching them. We're going to be including African American rap artists, like underground up and coming artists, or even some of the popular ones. So these are some of the projects we have coming up, right, to foster great values in our community and within the diaspora. So anyone who wants to be part of this, of course, you know my contacts, or if you reach out to Dominic, you can reach out, you can get in touch with me. I know KRISSY wants to be part of that already. So KRISSY, you and I can talk about it. Anybody that wants to be part of us in terms of putting these events together in our communities, please reach out to me so we can definitely work. If you also know sponsors, know individuals or organizations that can sponsor us and to promote, to help us continue what we're doing, whether it's a weekly show or the events that we have in Chicago, please feel free to reach out to us. Does that make sense, Robin? Robin, did you hear me?
I'm sorry. Okay. It was on mute. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
No, I wanted to make sure that, you know, I responded.
Oh, yes, you did. You gave me a plethora of information. Yep, I'm going to figure out how I can be of service to you guys.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you all so much. Okay. All right. So I think that. All right. So anybody else? I think at this point we'll take your last comments, your closing remarks. Let's start with EMEKA. He hasn't spoken in a while, so EMEKA, go ahead.
Yes. Thank you for hosting these events. Thank you for doing the talk show. Thank you for your activism in the community and your promoting African and Black culture. And just doing this. So I appreciate everyone here being a part of this show, and hopefully we can continue these kind of events more often and do things for the community to make our community better.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Anybody else? No, let's go to Benjamin. Go ahead.
I just want to say thank you to everybody, you know, I got a chance to work with, including Dominique, Todd, KRISSY, and many more. I can't wait to work with y'all real soon. The experience was great. I can't wait to do it again. My 50th runway show was awesome, and I'm so blessed, so happy that I got a chance to work with great, amazing people like you guys. I love y'all so much. Let's get together again. Let's do it again. One more time. One more on the road. I love it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. This is a movement now. It's happening every year, so it's gonna be ongoing. This is something that has come to stay, and it will keep going and on and on and on. So thank you so much for being part of it. KRISSY, your closing remarks, please.
I just want to say to, of course, Dominique. Well, first, Sina, I have to say thank you for creating this event to allow individuals like myself that are here from America the opportunity to be a part of Africa, you know, in the ways that we have been. And thank you for creating the events. Thank you for creating the bridge, is what I want to say. Also, then, of course, to Dominique for always reaching out to me in regards to modeling for you and being a part of what it is overall that you are doing, and want to make sure that I'm included in that. So I want to say thank you to that. Lastly, I just want to say never give up on your dreams. Continue to thrive and be confident in what it is that you are doing. Knowing myself and just where I'm starting, it's never too late to get started on whatever it is that you are seeking, especially if it's sitting in your heart to be able to do this. Lastly, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube at KRISSY_the_heartbeat, and that's KRISSY with a K, as you see on my display name, KRISSY_the_heartbeat. So that's all.
Thank you very much. And then we want to hear from I Said It.
Yeah, well, thank God for you, man, for everything that you're doing within the community, for your country, to where you're doing this, to where, you know, eventually you're going to bring everyone together so we all are represented for one nation, the Black nation, you know what I mean, from all over the world. So God bless you for that, man. Thank you for Miss Queen Dominique for bringing me into this circle, into this room, to be able to meet people like yourself and ADOC and Benjamin and KRISSY and Angie and everyone, what I mean, that I've had the pleasure of meeting, Cindy and Sandra. And I'm just really grateful for the opportunity, and I want to extend my hand and my arm of my business to be able, I produce programs, live shows, and I'm up to about 6 programs, live programs, and I want to, offer you the opportunity for free to be able to promote your mission, on every single one of my programs that will play throughout the month, just so we can continue to get the message out, because that's how much I believe in what you're doing. So thank you for that. I said it.
Man, thank you. Thank you so much. I think he has the best closing remarks. So, I mean, yeah. No, thank you. I was just joking, but thank you so much for that support. And I think I would definitely appreciate you all for the immense support. But let's hear your closing remarks, Brother Guthrie.
Well, like I said, thank you guys for allowing me to be a part of this platform. I've been volunteering for going on 20 years as a photographer, and been able to lend my services. I'm planning on going to the next level, start a nonprofit this year so I can find ways to give back, be a part of the giving part. I'm just real thankful for the opportunity to be here. Thank you for the opportunity was I could help showcase Quilts with a Vision, Mama Shirley's line. I'm a servant, and I'm looking forward to just join the team. I'm gonna be here for from Dominique all the way down. So whenever Dominique does something, she know I'm hands on. So thank you guys. I'm hands on.
Thank you so much, Robin.
I want to say thank you to Michael for having me to co-host with you, because you brought me to Dominique. Dominique, thank you for letting me know about this wonderful opportunity, because you brought me to ATOC and to EMEKA, and I'm just happy to have been a part, and you guys are all stuck with me. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. So Dominique, you close us.
I thank my Father. I thank him, our Heavenly Father. He is a good Father, and he has nothing but good things for us. I want to thank everyone that's on this line. I want to thank all of the models, all of the designers. I want to thank you, Sena Alinko. I want to thank Katrina, your assistant, administrative assistant. She was so sweet throughout the, am I saying her name right, Katrina? Your administrative assistant. Can you hear me? Okay. She was incredible. All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Katrina, she's over the Shiloh Institute. She's someone you should know. And whenever I might get flustered, I could go to her, and she's just as even keeled and just as supportive as she can be. So with that said, I want to get you published in Model Glow Up magazine. So you can go on Facebook and look up Model Glow Up magazine so we can get you published. I love you. Thank you. And from a friend of mine, she's a mayor of a neighboring city. She says, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Thank you.
Dominic, did you mean Christina, or you
I'm
meant...
sorry. Yeah. Christina, the CEO and founder of the Shiloh Institute. She's someone you should know.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much for your closing remarks, everyone. And I really want to express my heartfelt gratitude to you all once again. I salute you all for making time to come on the show to express your innermost feelings. I know that some of the experiences you had, you probably have not been able to or did not express all of it, because some of the things are better kept or expressed in different settings, because and a lot of times we are not all able to, when we come on sets like this, we are not able to get everything we want to get out the way we want it. And so, but for making time to be here, to share your experience, with the exchange ceremony, restoring royalty. Really appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to building and working with you so that we can take this to the next level. We believe that this is the number one, I'll say, space or event in Chicago that brings us together, that binds us, that heals us as a people, that goes to the souls of our generation in a way that has not been done before, or in a way that is very significant to all of us. And so I'm very humbled that you all have bought into it, that you felt impressed, you felt impacted by what we're doing, and are willing to be part of the journey ahead of us. That said, I want to thank you, thank the people that helped us to make this event a success. Firstly, I want to thank our partners, the Charlotte Institutes. Like I said, this is the part one of the recap. We're going to have another section next week, Tuesday, God willing. But I want to thank the Charlotte Institute for coming on board since last year and understanding the magnitude of the work that needed to be done, the essence of it, the impact that we were trying to make, and have stuck with us till dates, in spite of all the challenges. Also, I want to thank TEAC Group, TEAC Group Corporation, led by Christopher Ross. Brother, thank you so much for being a part of this journey. And like Dominic said, the Charlotte Institute is founded, is owned and run by Christina King. The Charlotte Institute was founded a few years ago and run by Christina King. And then also the Charlotte Institute is an organization that is raising global leaders across the globe, raising ethical leaders across the globe that can advocate for their own communities. Charlotte Institute is also about bridging the gap between Africa, the United States, and Israel. Black people in Africa, the United States, and Israel. So you definitely look out for the Charlotte Institute. The TEAC Group is also our brothers in Chicago who are a consultant group. And so anybody that has a business and is looking to scale, you might want to check out TEAC, T-E-A-C Group Corporation, TEAC Group Corporation. Also our partners who came on board last minute to ensure that we had a great event. We also want to thank the Garfield Park Rights Collective, the Sankofa group on the west side of Chicago. They came on board. They are one of our biggest sponsors this year. We want to say a special thank you to the Garfield Park Rights Wellness Collective. Thank you so much for being a great sponsor, for being our biggest sponsor this year, and to all our sponsors, to Old World Market, to Project Hood. Some of them are not here that I'm looking at right now, but we want to thank you so much for being part of this year's exchange ceremony. We want to thank our host, Yosef, and Sister Africa Porter, who hosted this year's event. Was really, really exciting. Of course, the king is not here, but our hearts goes off to His Royal Majesty TOGBI NYAHO TAMAKLOE the Sixth, Nyafiaga of the Anglo Kingdom, Volta region, Ghana, and all the dignitaries that came, the mayors, the local leaders, community leaders, state reps, government officials, even Congressman Daniel Davis was there sometime during the show, and we couldn't, and so my heart goes off to him. I may not be able to mention every name right now, but if I did not, please understand that it's not intentional. Next week we'll be here again, and I'll have the list so we can go through and acknowledge everyone that needs to be acknowledged. It's not to say that people who attended are not, we're not going to acknowledge them, but it's a lot of people, right? So we'll not be able to say thank you to everyone, but just know that the Progressive Mind Show, the exchange ceremony, is grateful to everyone that took part or played a part or even attended the event. So we thank you. And want to say that we shall be here next year for sure. It's going to be bigger. But in the meantime, watch out for the Diaspora Summit, the monthly meetings. And Robin, KRISSY, I said it. I want to be able to work with you so we can bring that event back up. For those who help with the production of the show, Naila Ali, thank you so much for being a great person all the time. And I see Africa Porter here, Jim Menzi, Kenna Barbara, Aisha Jericho, Christine Freeman. Yes, these are the leaders. Jim, these are the leaders. Well, Jim is one of the leaders of Garfield. Aisha Jericho too. Yes, Aisha Jericho is one of the leaders of the Garfield Park Right Collective. Well, once again, thank you all for making the show. My name is Sena, aka Alinko. Remember, to whom much is given, much is required. We will be here next week, Tuesday, from 6 to 8 p.m. God bless. Bye-bye.